Hi, Pat. Hello, Lisa. Can't hear you.
Okay, so I'm unmuted.
Oh, good. I can hear you.
You being me?
No,
Yeah.
still
I,
nothing?
now I can hear you. Yes.
Oh, but
Can
my
you hear
video
us
is.
okay?
This
Oh,
is Jim. I can hear you.
Yes.
Okay.
I could see your lips move earlier. Not yours, Jim. I saw you could hear you, but yeah.
But you can hear us now?
Yes.
Correct.
Very clear. Because the planning commission meeting last night, we got no audio. So
Um,
Well, you worked your
there's
magic.
there's some technical difficulties going on here, but okay, so good. I
so
think
Michael nor Frank can join us. Is that correct?
correct. I've got Pat here with me.
Yep.
And Corinne has been sick all week, but she left early today and was gonna join in. So we'll see if but she might have gone home and taken a nap. So
Would
Why? Let's hope he can join, but in the meantime, we have forum so we can
have
start
a
with the
quorum.
formalities. Yeah.
Yep.
and
And
thanks for
Okay.
standing tall.
Pat's gonna chair. Is that okay? The
Sure.
meeting? Okay, because Michael's the chair and I think Frank is the vice chair, and without either one of them there, I asked Pat since she was gonna be
Oh,
here
Yeah,
in
so,
person.
yeah,
So
step
Jim,
in.
I thought you were the vice chair.
I thought I was the vice chair too, but that's
Yes,
okay.
he is.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, he is
all
the
right.
vice chair.
Then Jim, do you want
Okay, Jim,
Yeah, Jim, do you want to
take it away.
Yeah,
It's all
Yeah.
yours.
Okay. So
sorry about that.
call the meeting to order at 5:30. First item, any changes to the agenda, additions, deletions?
I
None.
have nothing.
We're good?
Nothing.
Okay, I'm
We're
not
good.
seeing any public on Zoom. Is there any public in attendance in the hall?
There is no public, no.
Okay, so no public comment. So item 4, review of the 2026 instructions. Confirm the instructions to be sent to the committees for submissions, review hazard mitigation. So first of all, the appendix A to D guidance, which was included in the package. Any
Mhm.
comments, suggestions?
So Corinne took the instructions that we had sent out in the past and kind of condensed it into this one-page document. So if it's good for everybody, I had a note to include a paragraph about the ranking model, which is
Okay.
in there under Appendix D. Um, so yeah,
Yep.
what does everybody think?
They looked good to me.
I, I thought it looked good too. I have a note just to myself on Appendix D reminded me of future work, and that is ensuring that we have a robust maintenance schedule for our sort of major projects. We have a little bit of time with things like the fire station and the town hall. The library has one, but there's not much to it in terms of big time things. But I know we want to have that going forward, some sort of a long-term maintenance schedule, just as the community hall has.
Yes.
Hello,
Yeah.
Corinne. How are you feel? I don't ask how you're feeling. You probably feel miserable.
No, I'm actually feeling so much better. I think
Good.
sometimes being sick once in a while is healthy, and then as you get better, you're like, wow,
Well, you look
wow.
you look good, so that's
Yeah,
good.
we
Well,
think,
thank you.
I think you're faking it.
I don't know. 3 o'clock this afternoon, I was stamping things upside down and saying the wrong word, and I was glad I came home and thankful that Lisa gives me that flexibility.
Good,
So,
glad you're feeling better. So we're just talking about the what you prepared on the appendix A's through D sheet. And no one seems to have any changes, any
Right.
suggestions. So
oh, good. Okay.
I have a tiny one, and it's just me trying to make things idiot proof. So under additional notes,
Mhm.
um, 2/3 of the way down the page, it says capital assets have a useful life of more than a year and a value of 10,000 or greater. Do we need to be even more explicit and say capital assets are defined as assets that have a useful life, blah, blah, blah? Or is that
Yeah,
implied?
well, that's what the old one said, and my intent with this was, it's been a couple years. I think people would appreciate brevity more than they would repetition, and it's all in the program.
Okay.
But there's always a balance there because we get new members. So Yeah,
That's a
I'm
good,
totally,
that's a good point, Corinne, and I would agree with Jim on that one, just because they do this once a year. You
Okay.
guys, we live it every month.
hmm
Yeah.
So just add the word defined in front of capital assets.
Uh, or something
Defined
like
capital.
the
Capital assets
problem
are
with it
defined as,
is
yeah.
I fear that the moment you add anything to that line, it's not going to fit on a page.
Mm.
Let me see what happened. I had it, that's partly why I'm late. I had it, you're right. I have all the enclosures moved to page 2.
Yeah.
So,
So
yeah, and if we go back to capital assets,
Is there a
you know,
way to reduce that line about the ranking model? Because I had to play with that to get say everything to stay on one page, so maybe we can reduce that even more, a line?
We could eliminate sincerely.
we just
because they
capital.
know us well enough.
Mm,
That's right.
Yeah,
There you go, that does it.
yeah, yeah, it
That's one
does.
line.
Right.
Yeah. So
On this sheet, does someone from this committee go to each one of the groups, that this affects and answer any questions I'm just wondering how, or just your comment about there could be new members to orient people about this, or is that necessary, or is that a waste of everyone's time? I just was wondering.
Pat, it's a
We
good,
do,
I'm sorry,
yeah,
go
go
ahead.
ahead. No,
We've
go
done
ahead,
that in the
Angie.
past. We've done that when we began this program. We each were assigned a number of
Oh,
committees, and they were
oh, so
easy.
it's been done.
Mike was doing the recreation. I was doing library and community hall, which they schooled me. I really didn't need to school them, but so but I don't know if that's if a refresher is needed or just to make ourselves available to be helpful to them with any
I
questions.
guess, yeah, yeah. So
What-
available if called, huh? Sort of thing.
Mhm.
Okay,
Yep.
great. Good, just curious.
Okay, anything else on that page?
Yeah.
So moving along, so the hazard mitigation items, again, there's the list. Why is that on the agenda? I guess what I'm saying is, what is the expectation for our discussions right now?
So at the last meeting, we talked about the hazard mitigation items and which items should be included in the capital budget. So I took them from the sheets, made this spreadsheet, and highlighted the 3 items that I thought fell into the category of being more than $10,000 or more and having, a useful life. So those 3 items are the 3 that maybe we should consider. Of course, the fire station's on there, so
Yep.
it's the other 2 that would maybe fall into the capital budget.
Okay, and they're all 25, 26, 2020. Yeah, so they're all in the
Yeah.
near term as well. Yeah,
Yep.
okay, that makes sense. Anybody?
No, I think it's important. I think it was a good catch. Yeah.
And so in your opinion, all the other things that are indicated as 2025 or 2026 are currently foreseen to be under 10,000 in the budget year. Is that correct, Lisa?
Yeah, the rest of them are all either, planning something, identifying something. There's not really a lot of expense to them.
Mhm.
So they really don't fall under for this committee. Was my thinking, but maybe somebody disagrees, so.
I like your logic. Anyone else
No, I
have
think
comment?
Community education, I mean, that's not,
10,000.
not $10,000 and, update the floodplain regulations. I mean, that's part of the planning commission. They're doing that. There's really no expense to that. So the 3 highlighted things I felt would fall under that with that $10,000
right.
threshold.
Lisa, my only question, and if you know this, is under the lightning and surge suppression. Do we know how many facilities that is? I mean,
So that's a good point. And Pat and I were talking about that today. And, I thought, okay, because I talked to Carl about it. What are critical facilities? I said, okay, the 2 fire departments, fire stations, public works garage, the community hall where the town offices are. And then as Pat and I were talking,
Yeah.
we got the water plant, which is considered a critical, facility, the water
Yeah.
tank, which is a critical facility.
Yeah.
The library that's kind of questionable. We also have the school, which is a shelter.
Yeah, I was gonna say that might be important.
So,
Right.
when
Yeah.
I did reach out to the project manager for the new buildings, to see if this was in their plans already, and if not, how much it would be to add that onto, since they're being constructed. I talked to the public works foreman, who's also an electrician, because I have no idea, is it $1,000? Is it $10,000 a building? I have no idea what it even means. He said it's just a box usually that gets attached to the electrical panel, and it's not a huge amount of money. But when you're talking about how many facilities we're talking about, it's gonna go over that 10,000, so.
I wonder even if the town, your offices wouldn't be considered as well, or maybe they're already.
So, yeah,
protected.
I said this building would be a
Oh,
critical
uh-huh.
facility
Maybe.
because of the town offices, and it's a shelter.
Oh, and a shelter.
So,
Yeah, two things, yeah,
yeah.
and all of your equipment. I mean,
And all the equipment,
really
yes, so
expensive
yeah,
equipment.
it would be a critical. So there's more to look into on that, and I'm gonna have to get, I think, with an actual electrician to find out what the cost is and what that means. But
So then to roll these into the plan, are you going to contact the lead party and kind of summarize to them that we would like to see a submission related to these?
yes, that's the
Good.
plan.
Perfect.
It's a good idea, and maybe it schools us a little bit too in understanding that we still don't have the definition, as you brought up, Jim, about what is a capital project is still a little hazy out there for the people that have been doing this for so long. Is that right? Because we don't have, we didn't submit lightning and surge protection on the capital plan. It's in the mitigation plan. Am I missing the point? Maybe I didn't hear it correctly, but it wasn't on the submission for the capital plan for, would it be the town garage? The town hall? Who does that?
Hmm.
Who's responsible for it?
Oh, I think what you're saying, Angie, is if each like if each entity does one and they're only $2,000 each, it's
Right.
not really a capital project. But if we as a town are saying we want to make sure this happens for
Yes.
all 6 facilities and it's $12,000, or I'm not doing great
Yeah.
good math there, but
No, that's right.
that's
Well,
that's
certainly one point. That's absolutely right. And that's a great example. So who has that responsibility? Does that fall? Did we just catch this because we have a great mitigation plan and we have astute town office leaders?
say it's because we have Lisa.
That's
Yeah.
the answer. You think?
Yeah.
Right. Oh, yeah.
That's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's probably a question for the select board, right? They oversee the facilities, so, do they want to see it as an individual project for each building? Or do they want to see it as one major project as part of the new mitigation plan and roll it out that way?
Okay. Do you want me to take this to a future select board agenda then? I might not do it right away. Our next meeting is pretty full, but maybe on the 16th. Just ask the question.
Probably a good idea just to ask. Yeah. And then if they put one person in charge, then they can come up with what the cost per
Right.
Mhm.
location is
'Cause
and how
if-
many locations and
If they want to do it as a select board, they probably put me in charge as their executive assistant. But they're also in the process of trying to figure out how to stand up the emergency management committee, and I would imagine if they will, because I don't think our director is going to re-up. But if that committee lives, they may want it to live with them. Because yeah.
Hmm.
So I could see this going a couple different ways.
Okay. Well, if you could take to the select board, that'd be good, and we'll see where we go from there.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else then on the hazard mitigation items? Process for advertising and selecting new members. We have a draft procedure to take a look at. I don't know if everybody had a chance to read it. The one issue I had was addressed at the end on point number 7 or whatever. So everything looked good to me. Any other?
No, I thought it was fine. Yeah.
No, Pat, anything?
No, that looked good. Thank you.
Do we need to make some kind of a motion to approve this as written, or where do we go?
I think what I would recommend is I think what I'd recommend trying to figure out
You're,
which I want to say first. That you authorize me to incorporate this into our current procedures, and then we can review that in whole next time to make sure there weren't any crazy typos or something. And then we'd want a motion to approve that because it would be an amendment to our overall procedures.
Okay, sounds good.
So
Everyone
what I'm
agree?
going to do is just take this whole section and drop it and plop it in and bring it back.
Next meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. So then anything else on item 5? Nope. Item 6, determine recommendation for appointment. Have we received any applications, or have we posted for applications? Have we received any?
I don't
So-
believe we posted. Right?
Well, I guess that's kind of what I wanted to talk about here. It was when the select board sent out the notice for appointments, it did say on there that there was a vacancy on the CIP, and it's basically because one term was ending, but sometimes you just get people who are interested. So I was kind of waiting to see if that drummed up anything. But then we would have to decide how, if we didn't, and we didn't, how we want to advertise moving forward, because I think sometimes you have a little more luck if you put out there an individual like Front Porch Forum notice. You know, the CIP has a vacancy. This is what we do, or members kind of talk to people they know and see if there's anybody interested. It's actually one of the best ways to get board members.
Right. But as
Yeah.
I understand it, it's Angie whose appointment is coming to an end, and is that correct? And
Oh,
Angie's.
Angie, we got a letter from Angie like the next day. So that's
Yeah,
you
not
asked
me.
me because Jim,
Yeah.
Jim promised
Yeah.
me. Well,
Yeah,
So
you get the company car on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
thank you, Jim.
Exactly. We're gonna double your salary.
Yeah.
So we upped Angie?
She
And-
submitted a letter. Yeah.
Oh, you're, okay, good.
So
So I was talking about Frank's appointment, and I think you guys were talking about Angie's term. I'm sorry.
That's
Okay,
all
what-
right.
So does
okay, so let me just to finish. So what
Settle.
is it on Frank's appointment?
It's not ending in 26. That's now, right?
Right. He told us at the last meeting that if he gets elected to the select board, he will not continue on the CIP.
Oh, after
And
March of 26, but that's not when his
yes.
term. We're filling an existing term though.
Right. So for number
Okay.
6, what we want to do as a board is make a motion that we are going to recommend Angie. And then
Oh.
I'll make sure to take that to the select board when they do their appointments on the 16th. And this is all on me. I got a letter from Angie, and I
Okay.
was turned around with this agenda thinking about Frank when I really think you guys asked for this to be on here for Angie's appointment. So I overcomplicated it. All we have to do is make a motion that we recommend Angie to the select board for reappointment.
And
I'll make
feel free to change your minds. It's okay.
Okay, you can have the car 4 days a week.
Got a hard bargain, my
I
friend.
know. So as chair, can I make that motion?
I don't
should
see why.
step
There's only
away.
3 of you, so I think
I'll just step away for a moment. How's that?
You make the motion and I'll second it.
Okay, great. Shall we vote on that? All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Angie, can't you vote for some? Angie, vote.
I don't think so. I think she has to abstain or leave the room, or but
Really?
it doesn't matter.
Oh.
If we don't have a quorum.
Or Angie just abstain.
Okay, abstain.
Okay,
Well,
abstain.
I don't, that
Let me
doesn't,
read the procedure.
yeah, exactly. I was just thinking that. Typically I'll tell people you don't need to abstain. But I can't remember
Yep.
what their new procedures to say.
What it says is that you will recuse yourself from the executive session discussion, which we didn't have, fortunately, and from the recommendation vote related to that appointment. So you just have to recuse yourself, but that
Okay.
doesn't kill our quorum, does it? I
Yeah, it
think
does.
so. It does?
Yeah, it does.
Uh,
Yep.
So we'll vote again. in
Do it again
March?
next meeting? When do you have to confirm this to the select board?
So the notices are due the 12th and the select board does appointments on the 16th. I'm
Of
thinking
March?
there's no, yes, but because we meet later in the month, if we had this appointment, and I'm talking out loud here, at the first meeting in April for the select board, it would still be in time for our April meeting, correct? Are you following me, Lisa?
Yeah, yeah.
May,
Does that make sense?
may I
The
ask?
board
Oh,
and
go
then
ahead, I'm
select-
sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
So I'm just trying to follow the logic, my logic, which isn't easy. At the meeting last month, I thought my term was ending and wasn't thinking of anything else. And then we decided, and thank you very much, that you'd like me to continue because we are in some dire straits and I was the only person standing, but I won't say that. But I'm teasing. But so, and I thought my only obligation, but in order for that to happen, which I thought we sort of had a agreement that that would happen and I would continue filling whatever the term that is, which I don't know, frankly, what my new term would be, which is a good question. So, what I'm asking is, what are we voting? Do we have to wait till you got the letter in hand for us to actually take a formal vote? And do we, I'm trying to
No,
get
so
away
first,
from, yeah.
if you're trying to get off the board.
No, I'm trying to get away from having to go back and do this all over again.
Gotcha. No,
Can I
no.
interrupt then, please?
You,
Yes.
I just Googled it and I have an AI answer. So I Googled if you recuse from a vote, are you no longer counting towards quorum? And AI came back and there's a reference to Robert's Rules of no, in standard parliamentary procedure, Robert's Rules of Order, if you recuse yourself from a vote but remain in the room, you are still considered present and therefore still count towards the quorum.
Perfect.
Okay, we did it then, right?
So then motion passes by a vote of
I mean, I don't want to go away into the weeds, but we don't operate under Robert's rules. That's why we have rules of procedures. So we're supposed to operate under our board's procedures, and I don't think they go into that kind of depth. And that's very interesting to me, but I think recuse typically means you're not any part of the process. And I don't know, I think we're kind of going in the weeds here. I think what we're confused about is what we're doing versus what the select board's doing.
mhm.
I don't know. Am I wrong, Lisa?
What do you mean what we're doing versus what the select board's doing?
Well, because
Lost me
all we're
there.
doing is forwarding a name for recommendation. And then the select board's actually going to make the appointment.
Correct.
And
Yeah,
so-
no, they're not voting
so-
on what to send Angie's name to the select board. They're not voting on whether Angie gets
Right.
reappointed. It's
So
just,
Recommending.
And it's not a
recommend-
big deal then if we wait till March. So at our March meeting, if we all vote that Angie's going to be reappointed, or this is me confusing it. If we all vote to send Angie's name to the select board, and the select board appoints her the first meeting in April, then we're all back on track and we don't have to worry about these recusals and things.
well, when does her appointment end?
At
Because
the
if
March
it-
meeting, yeah.
I mean,
I-
there is no appointments don't have a statutory end, so to speak. Like, so North Hero has an appointment policy and it says that the select board will make appointments the third Monday in March. But that doesn't really speak to terms. It gets a little, so we have leeway, is what I'm trying to say. But
Okay.
I mean, this is up to you guys. If you want to just pass it 2-0.
It would be, 2-0 with one abstention.
Right, yeah. Look, could we go ahead and forward it to the select board and let them deal with it?
And you may want to raise this issue with them because if
Yeah,
this is a procedure that we're going through, it affects other committees as
Right.
well who would be facing the same issue. And I'm just looking at more on this AI thing, and the logic is that if you announce a recusal or abstention due to a conflict of interest but remain in the room, you're counted towards the quorum. If you physically leave the room for the duration of the discussion and vote, you're no longer counted towards quorum. So the idea A recusal typically means you're abstaining from voting on that specific motion, but it does not remove you from the meeting's attendance. That's, I guess, the big logic there.
So that's, yeah, okay, that makes sense to me then. So you can
Yeah.
be a board member there for the meeting, but remove yourself from one vote. So I don't think you'd count towards the quorum of that vote, but you could be there for other items on the agenda.
No, you don't even, you're not even hurting yourself from, you're not affecting quorum even on that vote. It's basically you're abstaining. A recusal typically means you are abstaining from voting on that specific motion, but it does not remove you from the meeting's attendance.
Right. So the overall meeting. So I'm reverting back to all of my, I'm trying not to go down this rabbit hole because like I have all kinds of DRB training that kicks into gear with quasi judicial boards and stuff, and it might not apply, but typically a recusal, there's no way you even like from a perception, like a conflict of interest, perception is 9/10 of the rule. If you have any reason at all remotely that you shouldn't be acting or part of a decision on a motion, you don't want there to be any perception that you are voting. Like that's the whole point of having that process. But you may still want to be involved in the rest of the meeting.
I think an abstention,
I was
we're getting
gonna
bogged down
say-
here, but I think an abstention says I'm,
Not
Not
voting.
voting. Yeah.
I'm not voting. Yeah, I'm not voting.
Right. Right. So that would, so you could be,
So I
so
think
as
we're
far as the
okay.
quorum,
Yeah.
I think we're okay. I know something that we can look at again offline. And if
well, I do
we,
find this stuff fascinating, but for a recommendation letter, it's a little, a little much. So,
so
what
where
do
are we
you-
leaving this? Will you?
I was
send
just,
something to the
I
select
keep
board
saying,
or-
what do you think, Lisa? Because if I was in the room, I'd be staring at her and getting cues, and I can't see her. So, like,
Yeah, I think they're right. I think, she's abstaining. So 2-0 with one abstention.
It doesn't change the quorum.
It doesn't change the quorum.
Mm.
okay.
Right.
We have a
And-
quorum, so we're operating,
Or if you'd
And,
like,
yeah.
I could vote against myself and stay in the
No,
quorum. I
no,
don't
no,
care.
no, 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 no.
Another alternative. Just a,
You guys are not the DRB. You need to keep me in check. It's all right. Uh,
Yeah, I think where you need to no, again, just says recuse yourself from the executive session discussion. I don't know if that means you leave the room or not. Or just
I
leave
mean,
it.
there are so many different examples of when, yeah, because an
Okay.
executive session is totally different too. But oh, that's our new procedures for the, yeah. Okay.
I'm just thinking though, here's a paradox or whatever, that you need a vote to go into executive session, correct?
yes,
Yes.
More importantly, you need a vote to come out of executive session, do you not?
yes.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
if in today's meeting, we have a vote to go into executive session, and then we're in executive session, but Angie can't participate because she's recused, then we don't have quorum to get out of executive session. How's that, Corinne?
Yeah, yeah, that's
This was
too
going,
much for my
this was
brain
all
right
going
now.
so well.
It's like, I know. This
So-
is supposed to be the simple one where we just went, Angie, yep. And
It
Yeah,
I'm,
all
really
good.
doesn't matter,
Next,
but
okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
I started us off on the wrong path, confusing us with Frank's vacancy. We'll deal with that next meeting.
Okay, great.
Mhm.
Yeah, next meeting, because then we'll know whether we need to replace Frank. Okay, flip my pieces of paper over to get myself back to the agenda. So where did we leave this? You will approach the select board that is our recommendation?
Mhm.
Okay. And if you want, well, maybe we'll wait until after town meeting day to have the broader discussion of clarifying what recuse means vis-a-vis quorum. Okay. Overview planning commission process for town rewrite.
Right, I had wanted to inform this group of what the planning commission was doing in terms of revising, updating the new town plan. And I had thought that we would develop a timeline at our meeting yesterday, but that didn't happen. They're waiting for the new committee to get together in March, so I will bring that in March. It wasn't, I just wanted you all to be informed of what was going to happen when and some of the requirements from the state, just that I thought it may be of interest to you.
Okay,
I'm not sure that it's requiring any specific action on your part, but I thought it was important for you to be aware of it.
Yeah,
Okay.
appreciate it. Yeah.
So you'll want that to be a future agenda item then, because
Yeah.
for when you have a timeline?
Right, we'll have a timeline next, next in March at our next meeting,
Okay,
or at least a rough timeline. So
okay.
I'll put that together.
okay, so yeah, we'll carry that over to a future meeting. Timeline review. I don't know who did the new format, but I really like it. It's much easier to follow than the spreadsheet.
It is.
Yeah.
Corinne gets credit for that.
I got
Thank
so
you.
tired of looking at the old spreadsheet. I was like upside down and sideways. But
Thank you.
Lisa, you reviewed it and you had a couple suggestions, and for the life of me, I'm not sure that I incorporated them. Did you get a chance to incorporate them?
I did, yeah.
Oh, good. Thank you.
Mhm.
They were good suggestions. So
Yes, much better. Mhm.
The only question I had is, the second item, April CIP committee, the task is to distribute requests for submissions. Is that not Appendix D, which is in the line above, or am I missing something?
well, that's a good question, because if distribute requests for submissions, we're doing that by March of this year, aren't we? I don't know. Lisa would know that.
I think the timeline, we usually do it the first part of April. And that gives
Okay.
them April, May, and they're due the end of June. So that pretty much gives them 3 months.
Mhm.
Pretty much gives us 2 as a board. So if we could ever squeak another month out, just for your consideration at some other point, like it would come to, for example, for the library, it would come to the April meeting as we have this, and here's the timeline.
So send
Um,
them out in March.
if we could, if the board, the committee agrees to that, just the more time I think we can give them, unless there's an issue that I'm not seeing.
Well, if we
Okay.
review them in February, then we should be able to send them out in March. Is that correct? Am I thinking clearly
Yeah.
on that?
Yeah, that's correct. You guys approved the letter today, so that's what goes
Right.
out.
Yeah.
Good.
And we'll miss
Okay.
the March, well, for the library, you missed the March meeting anyway, but that's okay. We'll have it, at least have a little bit of time to pull it together for, it'll be in
April.
place for April. Otherwise, we'll be doing it in May with the way our cycle
Right.
goes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
considering we're the last Wednesday of the month, then everything falls into the next
Oh,
month.
that's
from
right.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have changed that to March.
Thank
I've
you
got
so
the
much.
master open, so.
Thank
Okay.
you. Thank you.
Any other questions, comments on the new sheet? No, we're good.
I know.
Review next steps, Appendix G task list. Task list revision 2.
I think we just did that. We're
We
gonna
just
That's
send
did
it.
that. Okay.
That was
Yep,
it.
yep, yep,
Yeah.
yep.
All these fancy
Um,
titles.
Okay, moving right along. Anything else before we look at future agenda items?
We are moving right along, even despite my confusion.
No, it's because of.
It's like, we gotta get out of here.
We're snowing you with everything. We're just moving it right along, Corinne. So future agenda items, Pat wants to come back with the planning commission process. Do we want to put on the agenda now confirmation of Frank's status at the next meeting vis-a-vis the whether he gets moved to select board, or that'll just default to itself? It doesn't have to go on the agenda.
It may be all members, because the select board will determine whether or not they'll reappoint me for another however many
Not that
years.
Angie, no.
I know, right? Anybody
Oh
but.
man, I thought we were rid of her.
Yes, exactly. That's what I think.
I think we should put it on there because we should talk about how to advertise.
Okay,
And-
so that's number 5.
Yeah.
Which we never really talked about because we were kind of skipping along. Okay, so we can put item 5 back on the next agenda.
Mhm.
Because Corinne, you're gonna bring back the procedures, right, to have them approved? With
Yes.
the new,
Right.
okay.
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 anything that's on the task list that needs to be discussed? No, not if we're going to distribute the request for submissions in the next few weeks. Anything else anyone can think of?
No, I think we're starting to get into a groove.
Yeah,
We just have a good chair there, I'm telling you, submission.
he has a very short attention span, I must say. So he tends to move along quickly. Okay, next meeting will be the fourth Wednesday of March. Is that correct? At 5:30?
Yep.
Okay. Anything else before we adjourn?
Motion to
Right.
adjourn, yeah.
Great.
And-
Do we need a second?
Pat second. Yep, Pat second.
We're good to go. Thank you, everyone. Corinne, I hope you're feeling better soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you
Take
very
care,
much.
everybody.
Take care.
Be well.
Bye.
Good night, all. Thank you, Lisa.
Thanks, guys.